Meet Julius Caesar, the most famous Roman of them all. He was born into an old, poor family in 100 BCE, but by the time he died, he was the richest, most powerful man in Rome. So how did this guy become a legend? Well, it's complicated. You see, in ancient Rome, there were two types of people: patricians and plebeians. Patricians were the rich, powerful, elite, and plebeians were everyone else. For centuries, these two groups lived separately, but around 200 BCE, the patricians began to lose power. The reason? Plebeians got fed up with being poor and powerless and started demanding more rights. And since they made up 90% of the population, the patricians couldn't just ignore them. So in 133 BCE, Rome's first triumvirate, an elected group of three men who shared power, came into existence. It was a political compromise between the classes. The patricians got to keep their power, and the plebeians got representation in government. And guess who was a part of that first triumvirate? You guessed it, Julius Caesar. He used his new political power to help the plebeians. He wrote laws to help the poor and made it illegal to be a slave. And while some senators didn't like this, the people loved him for it. He was also a great general, conquering Gaul and making it a part of Rome. This made him even more popular. But Caesar's growing power alarmed the Senate, especially Pompey, who was a rival general and kind of a jerk. So when Caesar crossed the Rubicon River into Italy with his army in 49 BCE, starting a civil war, Pompey and the Senate were prepared. Caesar's forces were outnumbered and outgunned, but he still managed to defeat Pompey and take over Rome. Finally, he was the most powerful man in the city. But as he prepared to take over the eastern provinces of the empire, he was assassinated by a group of senators led by Brutus and Cassius. They stabbed him to death in the Senate, thinking they'd be heroes for ending Caesar's tyranny. But really, they just made him a martyr. Caesar's adopted son, Octavian, took revenge on the assassins and became the first emperor of Rome. And that's why,